Sportsline, brought to you by AKLC Studios, Arnold Furniture, Buffalo Bills Roadhouse, Fazio's Italian Deli, Highland Tire, Myrna's Brewery Outlet, Lower Borough Attorney Gino F. Peluso, the Resevich Funeral Homes, 380 Discount Warehouse, and Westmoreland Insurance Services. I just wonder if anybody brought the champagne. We're about to launch a new episode in Sportsline. Hi everybody, Bob Tattern here. We welcome you to Sportsline Streaming. Mike Pavlik joins me tonight. Every Monday night we'll be on streaming at 6 o'clock. We will videotape the entire show and get it on the air for Thursday evening at 8:30. So whichever one you're on right now, Monday Night Live or Thursday night at 8:30, welcome to the program. We have a studio audience. They're going to participate tonight. Some of them will, some of them will not. They don't have to. Your piece is driving me nuts. That's a good sign, though. But welcome to the program. We do have a new phone number for you, 724-236-0430. Okay? Let's take a look. Mike, welcome to history.
History indeed. This is the first time I've ever been to Leechburg. No, just kidding. Just kidding. But no, it's nice. We have nice new digs here. It's nice and big. It's roomy. It's nice and comfortable in the studio. We have live people, which is that's an improvement. And a
new set in the background.
And a new set. Well, I love the set. The silhouettes in the city is beautiful.
We're gonna give some credits to that a little bit later on.
Certainly.
But anyway, you folks in the audience as well as those at home, because we had no winners last week, everybody is eligible to win a prize on tonight's show.
1st of October, so everybody can go with...
and where do we keep the questions week to week? In a
sealed mayonnaise jar on Bob Tattern's back porch.
Okay. Anyway, let's take a look at rules and regulations to win prizes here in the program. First of all, one winner every other week. You can win a prize every other week per household, and you can win a grand salami prize or the mystery profile once in a calendar month. 15 seconds for the salami, 20 seconds, I'm sorry, I got it backwards. 15 seconds for the multiple choice, 20 seconds for the salami questions, and clue by clue for our mystery profile. First time callers will win 2 or more prizes with a correct answer, and if you've not called in a year, that qualifies you as new. And you can get the answers to the trivia questions. Go to my website, doubledribblebob.com, and that's where you go to get started on the streaming, by the way. Tune into my radio show every Saturday morning at 10 o'clock on sports history and sports nostalgia. And for the folks at home or here in the studio, things you can think about for tonight: the Pirates' demise. Are we going anywhere in the NFL? The Patriots, 2 losses so far.
And 42 points in the second half yesterday? 42 points in the second half against Buffalo? Goodness gracious.
They're coming back.
Yeah.
High school football, of course, we've got Burl undefeated, Freeport undefeated, and that's my game for Friday night. And the National Hockey League, will we have a player strike? Are you glad the replacement officials are gone?
Yeah.
And was some of this their fault?
Well, and I don't think the Packers are glad. I'm not sure what they think, because they're getting hosed no matter who's out there. And they nearly lost that game yesterday on a bad call too. And poetic justice, they got one. But I think Mike McCarthy was fit to be tied. All
right, folks, we're going to take our first break. Mike and I will be coming back in a moment, so stay with us. Sportsline will continue right after this. Westmoreland Insurance Services isn't like your ordinary insurance agency. Not only can you get a variety of quotes from leading insurance companies, but you can purchase that protection through Westmoreland Insurance. Accidents happen. Are you prepared? You can be with a wide range of homeowners insurance options from Westmoreland Insurance Services, putting your family's safety in their family's hands for almost 40 years. Give them a call, 724-337-3557. My first book on sports is available not only through the internet, but at various local businesses in the AK Valley. It's Bob Tattern's Sports Minutes. Short sports stories, odd and unusual, fascinating and funny, only take about a minute to read. Go online to doubletripplebob.com, where links are provided for Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and Word Association to get book information. Get your copy locally at Costello Printing in Tarentum, Blackburn's in Tarentum, Myrna's Brewery Outlet in New Kensington, or the Hot Dog Guys Lower Borough.
Welcome to Myrna's, home of the largest beer selection in the area.
Myrna's specializes in domestic, foreign, and microbrews as well as wine coolers. Myrna's Brewery Outlet has the largest beer selection at the lowest prices. Myrna's carries a large selection of snacks as well as cigars and cigarettes at state minimum prices. Let our helpful, courteous employees load your car. Myrna's Brewery Outlet, open 7 days a week.
But at Myrna's for your Oktoberfest and pumpkin beers, available right now. Myrna's in New Kensington, and they are one of our great sponsors. So anyway, folks, we're back. Again, the number 724-236. Give me the last four again. Is it
0430?
0430. I don't want to get that transposed. Okay. Now we're here. I'm sorry. I got to get used to this whole new setting. We're going to kick off the show.
I'm just going to keep looking straight ahead.
Our first call, by the way, Tony from Lower Arnold kicks off the program. Tony, how are you?
Hello, guys. How are you?
Good.
Doing well. We sound okay on TV?
First-time caller.
Now,
Hey, you guys are not in New Canaan. You're not in Arnold.
let me get
You're
this.
in Leechburg, so I'm first-time caller.
Exactly. I was going to say, let me get this straight. You were the first caller in Arnold and the last caller in Arnold. And now you're the first
caller in New Canaan and the last caller in New Canaan,
That's
too.
true, too. How about that?
And this one will be the first caller.
First caller in Leechburg.
Well,
What country's that in? No, that's a fine
I'm not even
town.
sure our
I've been there
county.
many
Is
a time.
this Westmoreland
No,
or
it's
is this,
They had some
is this
good
Armstrong?
restaurants up there, too.
Okay.
Yep, been up there many a time. So congratulations.
We made it.
Thank you, Tony.
But, my Uncle Vito's not very happy with you guys. But that's beside the point. Now, hey, Bob, you said something about somebody driving you crazy? I heard you earlier. I don't know what you meant by that. But.
No, his earpiece.
Huh?
I said my
It
earpiece
was
is
his
driving
earpiece
me
that popped
crazy.
out.
Oh, I thought he said somebody driving crazy. I said it's a short drive for Bob. So.
No, there you go.
Okay,
What a
guys, 20th year, right? Losing.
Yes, it is.
That's just like having a birthday. I just wait around. Yeah, I was a very young man when they when they won.
I actually was, too, if you really think about it.
Yeah, you was probably in your diapers yet.
I wasn't even 30. Seriously, that's ridiculous.
Isn't that not something? And guess what we're doing now? We're starting to start planning for 21st year.
Well, and amazingly so, I think there's a great there's a great thing that goes between the 20s, because it's the 20th year of losing seasons, and also what we saw was that Bob Nutting supposedly has made $20 million.
Well, no kidding.
So maybe next year in year 21 he can make $21 million, and all the little Nutting girls can be running around with an extra few dollars in their pocket while they're running the lift at Seven Springs.
Sure, if he tries hard, maybe he could charge those pigeons that are flying around and get another $1 million. That should be the only thing down there watching the game, pigeons.
Well,
I'm concerned.
I'm really rethinking this myself. But I guess I said the other day, but I'll be back. I'm sure. I'm incurable. I
Oh
can't
my!
help it.
See, you're the problem. You and everybody goes with the
It's
problem.
not my fault.
No,
We've
it's
discussed
part of
this
it
before.
because
It's
you
not
go
my
and you
fault.
pay the money, and
not my
I just don't understand it. I mean, if you're, I don't know. I think if you're a true baseball fan, you have to stay away.
Well, you might.
You have to stay away because this has to end, and it's not going to because they're making $20 million.
But as I said, I've said this before. They're making money before they ever open the doors. With the
naturally.
revenue sharing money
That's
that they
proven
get,
fact.
the television money, like I said, all I'm doing is putting little Sally nutting through, through the 8th grade, I think.
I didn't have a chance to compare the attendance with
Oh yeah.
years
Bob's
gone by.
right on that with the attendance.
Anyway.
By the way, we were looking at this.
Through 70,
over 2 million, right?
Yeah.
well, 2,040,000, not counting the game that they just had.
Yeah, I think they had about
And they have
35,000
3 more.
yesterday. Yeah.
All right, so, but they're not quite at, but they're over 2 million. There were only 1, 2, 3, 4, about 7 teams that were, didn't have 2 million. But anyway, the Pirates this year averaged 26,500 a game. But here, if you can remember the years where we couldn't even get 1 million, here are the Houston Astros, who have lost 106 games, and they have 1.6 million fans, and their home season is concluded.
Yeah,
so that's done.
they finished up
So
last
that's
week.
done. Anyway, Cleveland, they have lost 92 games, which is more than we've lost, and they're at 1.5 million.
And they've really
And they
struggled.
got-
They've
a couple
really
more
gone down.
games. Yeah.
I mean, they went for what? Nearly. That was like 8 or 10 years where they sold out every game.
And I didn't realize, I mean, I look at the standings, but they're not in our particular division of competition. But
Right.
here you have the Washington Nationals at 33 games above 500.
Hello.
And guess what, Tony? They're only about 200,000 ahead of us in attendance.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, but
I bet, just like the Dodgers. I mean, there's a bankrupt team.
I wish I
They're
was
better
that.
than we are.
I wish I was that bankrupt.
well, they finished their home schedule with 3
Well,
million
the
plus.
National League owned them, right? I mean, until they
For a little while, yeah. Well, they didn't necessarily own him, but they had one of their the Major League Baseball had somebody in the office basically there, making sure he knew where every papercip went.
I can imagine.
Hey,
well,
hey-
I'll tell you now the Steelers real quick, and then
Sure.
Bob will let you get on with somebody else. And if they don't straighten up that defense, they might not win too many games this.
Well, that's going to be a problem. But the only thing I would say about that is, I heard this today. The most points scored in the NFL for the first 4 weeks of the season, already a record, and we haven't even played tonight's game yet. So
Yeah, there you go.
So the scoring is so up, and I'm sure you saw the West Virginia Baylor game on
Yeah.
Saturday.
Oh my God.
It was basketball. I mean, it's just the way things are going now as far as football goes. I don't necessarily like it. I think defense has been de-emphasized. I think running the ball has been de-emphasized. I think the most important part about running it is when you're inside the 10, you're trying to get in the end zone. It's easier to score if you can run it down there. But that's the only thing I would say that's in our favor, and we have a quarterback that can throw and put some points up. So maybe this isn't the worst time in the world for the defense to be getting old, and that's really what's happening here. Is those guys,
Yep.
age is catching up to them.
I'm
Don't
going to take
forget
this.
now, help's coming. Mendenfall.
Yeah, he's
Great. I can't wait to get another back.
That's your
you know,
boy.
to run.
Yeah, I
that
know.
line.
I'm a big fan too. Yeah.
Tony, I want to take a quick poll of the audience. Raise your hand if you think Tony's going to get the trivia question correct.
Oh,
It's
This
unanimous.
is unanimous.
It's
There's
unanimous.
no pressure. No,
Huh?
no pressure.
Huh?
No pressure.
All right, Tony, what do you want to do?
Oh, what do you think I want to do?
right.
And this
Call
is,
me.
and I'm really feeling this too because this is for the record.
You know what
This breaks to 23. This would give him 24.
And then
it's
we
the
can-
first show. It's just I'm kind of feeling you're going to do this just like I thought the Americans were going to win the Ryder Cup yesterday.
Well, I told him, I happened to bump into him. I said, Tony, this is before last week's show. If you go for the salami, 4 of the 5 questions have been on my radio program. He is ecstatic.
I'm looking at these.
So
Ecstatic. What did I tell you? I'll pick the one that wasn't.
And he picked the one that wasn't on my show. So anyway, 1 to 5, Tony.
All right, number 3.
Should be a breeze, right?
Sure.
All right, you guys in the audience can see the question?
Yes. No shouting out the answers out there.
Help me, help me.
No, you guys
All
play
right.
it down out there.
Tony, name the first Heisman Trophy winning quarterback that was not taken in a pro football draft. The first Heisman Trophy winning quarterback not taken in a pro football draft.
Heisman Trophy. Heisman Trophy. Yeah.
You're going to kick yourself.
I probably will. How about, I don't know. Jim Plunkett?
Nope.
Sorry. Okay, now I'm going to show what I was doing for the audience while I was giving the tomahawk chop, Tone. Does that help you out? I think this guy beat Notre Dame once or twice.
Nah, don't tell me that.
Charlie Ward.
Charlie Ward.
The first
Figure.
Heisman
Florida
Trophy
State.
winning quarterback that did not go in a pro football draft. And that's because he said, I'm going with the other sport.
He went and played basketball with the Knicks and was very successful. Yeah.
So nobody picked him.
I missed on Saturday, so I missed today. Hey,
That's
I'm
all right.
doing good.
We'll get it next week.
Hey, yeah. Now here's the sad part. I can't hear the show.
Well, that's okay. You can watch it on Thursday night. You're in. You can
All right,
watch the whole
Tony.
thing
All
and
right,
see
buddy.
how it went.
Hey, congratulations. Good luck. And tell Limo Man I said hi.
He's
He's
here.
right here.
I figures.
All right,
right.
Tony. Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
I'll tell you what, I don't know who's going to be up next, but let's do a break. We'll come back. We'll have a studio member take a shot at talking with us and trying to win a prize as well, I think. We'll take a break, folks. We're coming right back. Stay aboard.
Auction and Discount Warehouse, Route 380, Murrysville.
Automotive supplies, groceries, housewares, pet supplies.
All at discount prices.
Sofas, dining tables, recliners, dressers and desks, lamps and end tables.
All at discount prices.
Yard and landscaping supplies, special catalog orders, mattresses with full warranties.
All at discount prices.
School supplies, tools, paint, toiletries, model cars, toys.
All at discount prices. Get to 380 Auction and Discount Warehouse today, Route 380, Murrysville.
Why do Arnold Furniture's customers continue to come back year after year? Maybe it's the personal touch that the Miller family has provided since 1975. Maybe it's the prices that are consistently lower than the competition. Or how about the selection? 4 floors of living room, dining room, recliners, bedding, accessories, and so much more. Plus free local delivery, free setup, and free removal of your old furniture guaranteed. The choice is obvious. Visit Arnold Furniture online at arnoldfurnitureinc.com or stop in and see us today.
Max and his son made their way homeward bound when mischievous rain dropped down, down, down. Safety was threatened by every roguish drip. They slipped and slid. They couldn't get a grip. Then along came the Michelin Man, reminding them the right tire changes everything. Stop up to 31 feet shorter than a leading competitor with the new Michelin Defender tire, backed by a 90,000-mile warranty. Michelin, a better way forward.
Available at Highland Tire under the bridge in Tarentum and Freeport Road in Natrona Heights. We're writing a new chapter with our local sports talk show, Sportsline. Every Monday evening at 6 o'clock, we will be seen worldwide on internet streaming. Go to doubledribblebob.com and get it started. The program will be taped and will air on Comcast Cable Channel 190 Thursday evening at 8:30. We'll even have a live studio audience on a first-come, first-served basis. Go to Double Dribble Bob for directions to the studio. The studio audience is reminded the doors will open at 5:30, and you can still participate as you would if you were calling from home and still win a trivia prize. Now, we're depending on you to keep the program going, and even if you don't have a computer or the internet, you can still call and be a participant on the program. So keep the phone number handy, 724-236-0430. That's 724-236-0430. I'll be looking for you. And if you're shopping for a pre-owned vehicle, why not make it Tower Auto Sales in Blawnox? 3 indoor showrooms. It's a full-service facility with an experienced staff. All makes and models available, and Lexus products are featured. Tower Auto Sales. Just buy it. 412-828-6202. Talk to Mike Fanto. All right, the phone number here again, 724-236, help me out.
0430.
You sure?
I wrote it down.
0430. I remember now.
It's on here forever now.
Anyway.
We're going to get us a little card and we're going to stick it right there.
Okay. Now, you've heard the next guy that's coming up is going to be a studio guest. And you've heard him a million times on the air, one of my biggest boosters, and he can get to you too. The Limo Man. Limo Man, you're on TV.
Live.
Live.
Bob and Milo.
How you doing, Bruce?
Couldn't be better. I wouldn't miss this show for, I don't care what airport trip I'd have to do.
I'll tell you what, I'm going to go back to just a quick story about guys that just love the program, and the man is now passed on, Joe Salvatore.
Oh, Joe was the greatest.
The last show that we did on Comcast when we thought we would never be back was one that had people calling in just wishing us, good luck in the future, and it was nice to be with you. And Joe Salvatore, God rest his soul, cried on the phone for I don't know how long. We finally had it.
He wasn't the only one that night either.
Gosh.
Goodness gracious.
Anyway, so the limo man's going to talk a little bit here about some Pirate action or Steelers or what?
A little of both, and I got to tell you, I reminded Marty Brenneman, who calls me all the time, and I said, you forgot doubledribbleBob.com. I don't want you to forget it again. And my wife is recovering in the Baptist Homes, and he's going to mention her on the air tonight on 700 WLW. And that's pretty nice.
No, she's been
5 months.
5 months. I was going to say, I thought it was February. Is that about right?
That's about right.
Yeah. February.
And she misses your show very much. She tells me every time I go to see her. And everybody in McDonald's, no matter where I go, they love Bob Tattern.
Well, how about that?
And
I love Mike too.
Jeff Hathorn
Not
sends
really.
his best to you. And Terry Francona, I understand, is up for the Cleveland Indians job.
Boy, there's a tough situation to get into.
And what I had heard, and see, he's going to be interviewed, Bruce, and so is Sandy Alomar, and who was...
I thought it was Alomar was going to get
Sandy Alomar is going to do it for the rest of the season because Manny Acta was fired.
Yeah.
But he's going to get an interview too. They both are. And what I had heard was, Francona's going to have a pretty big ticket. That he's not going to come cheaply, and he's not going to take just any job. So the question would be the Indians be willing to pony up? And there are a lot of organizations, and the Indians are one of them, and this is kind of the way things go now, and that is that they don't necessarily value a manager as much as maybe I think they should, and that might be a little bit above budget for them. So we'll see what happens. I want Francona to come back. I'd like him to get a good job. I would really like it to be here, but I don't think that's going to happen because
he still lives in Beaver, Mike.
Does he really? And is his dad still living, Bruce Tito?
I'm sorry?
Is his father still living?
Tito.
Yeah. I mean, he was a great player too.
Oh, yeah.
I obviously wouldn't remember him because that was well before my time. But you guys could talk about that.
I'm eligible this week, Bob.
Okay, Mike.
Good question. All right.
We're going to start with number 5.
This is my first ever live question. I kind of feel like Alex Trebek here.
Multiple choice.
Multiple choice it is, Bruce. Here we go. Who holds the NBA record of making the most free throws in one season? Most free throws in one season. Jerry West, Karl Malone, Adrian Dantley, or Michael Jordan? The NBA record for making the most free throws in one season. Most free throws made.
Jerry West.
That is correct. We have our first ever winner. Congratulations.
Muzzle top.
Muzzle top, he says. And the crowd is on their feet. How about that? Well, they weren't really, but we got Bill is. So, how about that? Great
And there's
job.
a long drive in deep right center field, and this ball is for Babe Tattern.
All right.
Thanks, Bruce.
My wife has promised me a beautiful supper when I get home tonight.
I ate early.
I
ate early, and I will snack with Monday Night Football later, but not much. We'll do the best we can on that.
Who's next?
2 calls? Well, we have
Oh,
calls.
we have 2 calls.
Yeah, we
on
should
hold.
probably do a call.
Okay, Ken, stand by. We're going to grab a phone call for
do
you.
a
If
call
you want to
and
sit
then-
down and relax for a bit,
Yeah,
that's good
and we'll
too.
get you next.
A reminder that when the people do call in, we still have the mystery profile. We got a brand new one tonight, and I stumped Mike.
Yeah,
but that doesn't mean
I did it quietly while the audience was here too, because I didn't want to say it out loud, and I didn't know it.
Yeah.
I really
Anyway, all right, who's up?
Hey, Bob. Hey, Mike.
didn't. Good evening.
I don't know if this is a good or a bad thing. I'll go with the bad thing.
Okay.
I can hear you guys, but I cannot see your handsome faces on the internet.
Well, right. It's that is just for tonight only. We have a one-night issue with the video. So we figured we could do one of two things. We could not put it up at all, or we could just put audio up. So we're basically doing a radio broadcast for those of you out there on the World Wide Web, which is probably a good thing because you really don't want to see me.
Well, right, you're taking a huge risk there. What if people don't want to see you anymore?
Well, that's pretty much the way I look at it anyway. But so we'll go with that. But then everything's going to be fixed. When we replay the show on Channel 190 on Thursday, we will have video there, and also it will be replayed on streaming on Thursday nights also. So the picture will be up for that too, on the archive.
So wait a minute. So you guys are modeling your first show after the Pittsburgh Pirates, right? You only get half of what you're supposed to.
I would take half. That would be 81.
We did get half. We got half a season, right?
Well, I thought you were going to say like half of the wins, which would be 81. We didn't even get that far.
Well, no. See, when you reach that goal, then you can't run the business anymore. It actually becomes a baseball team then.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing you got to understand with the Pittsburgh Pirates. First, over the last 20 years, first we had Kevin McClatchy. I mean, pretty good guy, wanted to win, but didn't have a clue what he was doing, and didn't have the finances to do it.
Right.
So he ran it on a shoestring for all those years. Couldn't get anything done because he didn't have the money to do it. Tried to hide it, sign Giles, sign Kendall, make it look like he had the money when he never did. And so once the guy comes calling for the bill, you got to start trading off everybody so you can make payroll. So then we had the big trade of Ramirez, and that's what happened. And also spend no money on the draft because you don't have any extra money to spend. So now we move to the Nutting era where the guy actually has some cash. But remember something, Nutting and his family, they're businessmen. It's not about winning. It's about profits. It's about making the most money as possible and running the best business. Really, if you look at the Pirates in just a business sense, nothing else, totally a business sense, this is the best business in baseball. Name me another team that keeps their money going out as low as they do and makes as much profit as they do. There isn't another team. So if you look at it as just a business sense, they're run great. So the thing we have to understand is they're spending money in the draft, right? But that's okay because that doesn't come back to hurt them. It makes it look like they're trying to do something. I'm being totally serious. When actually they're not.
I've been having these arguments online with some people on a couple of blogs about how, but their drafting is better, and it's like, well, their record isn't really any better. So how do I know that? Here's what I know. It's an amazing thing about this baseball. They print the standings in the paper. So when you look in the paper and you take a look at the standings, that tells me they're not doing it right. That's all I know. I don't know what's going to happen 5 years in advance. And people throwing back at me with prospect lists. They have 8 guys on the top 100 prospect list. Well, guess what? That and 50 cents will get you a cup of coffee. And I mean, those prospect lists aren't worth the paper they're printed on. That's just something to keep you believing and push the finish line down the road another year. Heck, this year they had a legitimate chance and they pushed it down the road. They couldn't really go all in and take a chance to win this year because then that way it would have completely thrown off their business plan.
Right. But look, I look at it this way too. I mean, look at the trading deadline, okay? Everyone knew there was holes on this team. Now, do I know what was out there? No. Do I know what they were willing to give? No. But let me say this. They've spent all this money on these drafts, and it seems to me that instead of trying to improve the Major League product by maybe moving one of these guys, they are going to hold on to these guys because they, number one, drafted them, so they want to prove how smart they are. And number two, they don't want to take the chance that, hey, we spent all this money on a guy, we're not going to give him to somebody else because we might actually lose something here. So to me, there's something that happened the last 2 years that made this team crumble. Now, did the players quit? Probably. I mean, that's what happens, right? It ultimately comes down to the players. But I think also when you look at it, the players are looking for a sign that someone wants, they want to see they're all in, right? Wasn't the thing all in? We're all in. Yep. And they didn't see that. Now, psychologically, does that affect them? I believe so. That's still not an excuse. But the bottom line is this is a business run by a businessman who looks at profits and not victories. Over 2 million people went down to that stadium this year. He's going to make a huge profit. You tell me, what's the incentive to win? Explain it to me. You show me where the incentive is for the team to win. There is none.
And why do you think no one's going to be fired? as far as he is concerned, they've had a winning season.
And
Absolutely.
what about
Absolutely. And, you know, to hardcore fans like probably most of the people at your studio and yourself and Bob and I, we don't care about making money. We care about winning. That's all we care about.
He can make money if he can. I don't have a problem with him making a profit if occasionally, you know, they throw us a bone.
No, I'm going to disagree with you here. You can't make a profit as a small market team in Major League Baseball. You can't do it. Even if you look at some of the large teams like Boston, they're in the red. They are losing money. But the thing is, that's the whole point in baseball. Why won't Mark Cuban buy this team? And I hate bringing his name up, but why wouldn't he buy this team?
I don't think they'll let him in.
Well, not only that, but he knows there is not profit to be made. You have to take a loss. You have the whole thing has to be a loss because of the structure baseball is set up as, the whole economic structure.
Well, I will say this though, that I do think that some of the bigger teams like the Yankees and the Dodgers now with these TV contracts, they are making money. The Yankees, trust me, run at a profit because those two kids would not still have this team if it didn't. I mean, Steinbrenner had that team because he loved the Yankees and he loved to be in baseball. Hal and Hank, if that team's not turning a profit, they're going to sell it in 20 minutes.
Well, absolutely, but you have to remember
that.
the Yankees are a unique situation because they have their own huge network. Right? I mean, they have
they have a network, and I'll tell you what, and other teams are getting ridiculously high local TV contracts, something that when Frank Coonley negotiated his with Root Sports, he missed out on.
Well, that's because Coonley is part of the whole problem.
Yeah, tell me about it.
I mean, right? First of all, the guy came from where?
Major League Baseball
offices, Major League Baseball offices. He's part of the whole problem. He's part of this whole idea where the little guys will throw him a bone once in a while, everyone will think everything's fine, but in actuality, all we care about is New York, Boston, L.A., and these huge markets. And that's the whole problem. Until Coonley's gone, it doesn't matter if Huntington's gone or whatever. Coonley is a huge part of this problem, and it's not going to be solved until he's gone, which is not going to happen. It's not because what? They're spending just enough money so MLB doesn't come down on them, right?
I can't disagree with anything you said. I really can't. I mean, you just laid it out right there, and that's the issue. And it's like, you know, and then Tony always gets on me for going down to the games and whatever. But the point is that they make their money, and they are it even before they even open the doors, and you know that's you know, selling their concessions and whatever they sell on tickets isn't where they make it all.
Right, and I'll leave it with this. I would never tell anyone how to spend their money. I mean, that's not my place.
Right.
Anyone can do whatever they want with their money. If you enjoy going, go. Have a great time. Myself, I will not go because I will not perpetuate this. But that's just my personal opinion.
And I respect that.
But until, you know, something drastic happens where it is no longer a profitable business for this guy, nothing's going to change. The proof is in the pudding. You said look at the standings. I agree. And nothing will change until this does no longer become a profitable business for him.
Okay. Hey, Rich, how about the trivia?
The gospel.
Are we still got the Grand Salami?
We got the Grand Salami. We have the mystery profile and a multiple choice.
The mystery. I'll go for the mystery profile. What the heck?
Okay. It is sponsored, of course, by Mattio's Pizza. They're located in Tarentum, right next to Clark Candy's, across from the old Drescher Stadium.
Very old.
And I'll tell you what, I get down there fairly often. Once or twice, I'll get that Iron Man hoagie. Takes my wife and I like 2 days to get through it. But anyway, pizzas, sandwiches, subs, hoagies, calzones, strombolis, wingdings, and lots more. Try Mattio's in Tarentum. You ready?
I am ready.
All right. First clue. If you get it on this clue, it's worth $100 in prize certificates. His ex or my ex-son-in-law is a rapper with the group Goody Mob.
That one gave it away to me right away.
You have any clue?
Not a clue. I don't even know who Goody Mob is.
Yeah, neither do I.
Well, let's go for it. It seemed to be in the bio that I read, it seemed to be something that was played up. Number 2, $75 now if you get it here. After leaving the National Football League, I attempted a comeback in pro football with the Washington Federals of the USFL.
Wow.
You're going to get it, even if
Yeah.
you walk.
Washington Federals of the USFL. And he left the NFL and tried to come back with the Washington Federals.
Give me a quick one.
Oh, my gosh. So it had to be a player in the early 80s. Oh, I don't know. Okay, keep going.
All right, here we go. Maybe with this one, $50. I attended the last Steelers game, and there had to be a reason, that was played at Three River Stadium.
Wow, who left the Steelers to go to the USFL?
I love the USFL.
I don't know.
All right, here we go. $25. You should get it here. I was the Steelers starting quarterback for the first 6 games of the 1974 season.
Was that Gilliam?
Yep.
Bingo.
$25 worth.
Joe Gilliam.
Folks, it's that easy. Is he our first winner?
Second winner, we had limo went out in the crowd.
Oh, that's right.
So
Bruce,
we're good
I
there.
don't
Rich,
even have an okay here on your name.
Hey, Rich, before you go, Goody Mob is an Atlanta-based rap group formed in 1991. And now, everybody, CeeLo Green was in Goody Mob, okay? People know who CeeLo Green is. And Joe Gilliam's son-in-law was the guy named Big Gip.
Rich, congrats.
I just bumped into him at the grocery store last week. Unbelievable.
Rich, congratulations. You got $25 in prizes coming out. Mike and I will take a commercial pause. We'll come back. We have a studio member coming up. By the way, everybody in the studio audience tonight gets a free lunch at the Hot Dog Guys at Stewart Plaza, Lower Borough. You love that place. When do you try the new zombie hot dog?
The
it's for the
zombie
month
hot
of
dog.
October. Their specialty. Back in a moment. Stay with us. This is where you get the absolute freshest deli meats and cheeses. Fazio's Italian Deli in Arnold. At Fazio's, you're getting only the best and freshest selection. Fazio's has its own bakery and offers you fresh baked bread, rolls, pastries, and more. Pick up individual salads to go, Italian sausages, hoagies, custom-made sandwiches, even party trays for your next get-together. Freshness and quality every time at Fazio's Italian Deli, Leishman and Dre in Arnold. We're writing a new chapter with our local sports talk show, Sportsline. Every Monday evening at 6 o'clock, we will be seen worldwide on internet streaming. Go to doubledribblebob.com and get it started. The program will be taped and will air on Comcast Cable Channel 190 Thursday evening at 8:30. We'll even have a live studio audience on a first-come, first-served basis. Go to Double Dribble Bob for directions to the studio. The studio audience is reminded the doors will open at 5:30, and you can still participate as you would if you were calling from home and still win a trivia prize. Now, we're depending on you to keep the program going, and even if you don't have a computer or the internet, you can still call and be a participant on the program. So keep the phone number handy, 724-236-0430. That's 724-236-0430. I'll be looking for you. Westmoreland Insurance Services isn't like your ordinary insurance agency. Not only can you get a variety of quotes from leading insurance companies, but you can purchase that protection through Westmoreland Insurance. Westmoreland provides a full range of coverage for all of your automobile needs. Westmoreland Insurance Services, putting your family's safety in their family's hands for almost 40 years. Give them a call, 724-337-3557. Lower Borough Attorney Gino F. Peluso was honored to be the first AK Valley lawyer to serve as president of the Duquesne Law Alumni Association. For over 3 decades, Attorney Peluso has helped local people get what they deserve, providing his expertise in Wilson Estates, auto accidents, DUI, and bankruptcy law, where he serves as a debt relief agency helping people file for relief under the Bankruptcy Code. Call Attorney Peluso 724-339-8710 or visit attorneypeluso.com. Let his experience work for you. And for Tower Auto Sales, of course, more than 30 years of experience at the same location. Allow Tower Auto Sales to help you the selection of your next pre-owned vehicle. Tower Auto Sales, just buy it. Give Mike Fanto a call at 412-828-6202. Glad you could join us tonight, folks. Welcome to the program if you're just tuning in. Ken is with us here as one of the members of our studio audience. So Ken, good to have you. Let's talk some sports.
First, I'd like to congratulate you and Milo on the nice studio in here.
Very nice. Yes, thank you.
It's wonderful. My question deals with high school sports. Highlands won. I know with the redistricting, and what's it going to take to catch that bottom spot of the playoffs?
Well, it's different this year. As Ken said, they have moved everything around, and especially in the two top classifications, and you have 9-team conferences. So the top 6 make it in Quad A and Triple A. So the top 5 in each, which gives you 15, and then there's one 6th place team is going to make it. It's going to be a wild card. You remember a couple years ago when Valley got in as a wild card, and they had to play at Thomas Jefferson, even though they ended up tied in the standings and they beat them. Remember the big hullabaloo that was all over that? Wizard White was the coach. So
that was a while back.
That was a while back, but that kind of reminds me of the whole situation that they're having with this. So 5 teams get in, and really, specifically to Highlands, it really looks like the top 5, which is what? Mars, Knock, Hampton. Hollidaysburg, and I'm missing one.
Pine.
Franklin Regional. Franklin Regional. Those 5 have really kind of separated themselves. As a matter of fact, if Mars wins this week, they'll already clinch.
They'll clinch, yeah.
They already clinched one. So you take that, and then you go underneath that to the other teams that are left, the bottom 4, which is Greensburg, Salem, Highlands, Indiana, and Derry. If Highlands beats Derry this week, then you can pretty much throw them out of the picture. They'd have already beaten Indiana, and then Greensburg, Salem would be a possibility too. So, and that would be the next game. So 2 wins. If they win their next 2 games, I think they're going to have a chance at least to put themselves in that discussion for the 6th spot. But then when you start doing with Gardner points and throwing coins up in the air and however it is that they figure that out down there, it can get funky on you. But they'll have a chance. But they need to beat Derry this week and then go to Greensburg next week and take care of business down there. And I was talking to the coaches after the game, and I said I really think that wild card spot's going to be 3 and 6. So. That's kind of where I think we're going with that. So they still have a chance. It's amazing. You can lose your first 4 games and still be in the hunt.
Do you miss the old days when Highlands would go up against Valley in football and basketball, for that matter?
I always liked the battle for the bridge. It was always a classic for ages.
I remember the quotes, especially when Mike Rice was coaching at Valley. Chuck Gugino had the team at Highlands, and Rice loved to press. And they questioned Gugino, how soon do you think he'll start the press? He said, when the bus crosses the Tarentum Bridge, they'll be waiting for it. But doesn't it bother you at times, when you go up in classification, then come down, and then perhaps back up?
Yeah, there's no continuity at all. It's funny too, and we talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Highlands missed moving down to AA, but what was it? 6 kids.
Like it was 5 or 6 kids.
5 or 6 kids away from dropping down to AA, which would have put them with all the natural rivalries, with Valley and Burrell and Freeport. Now I understand Freeport's going to be with Highlands in basketball now. They're moving up to AAA, which is different. We haven't had that since I've been associated with them, so that'll be something different there. But but the jumping, like you said, it just isn't good. I mean, I don't know how there can't be a way that they could do it somehow other than just strict enrollment numbers. That you can have some sort of natural. I mean, Hollidaysburg's in Highlands Conference. I mean, we took a helicopter, didn't we?
It's a 2-hour drive, and just not local. If you get to play Freeport and Lower you get the whole community involved, and they'll drive back and forth. How many people want to drive 2 hours
to Hollidaysburg
or Indiana?
Parents is it. I mean, you lose the rest of the. And one thing I thought was pretty cool too was last Friday night at the Indiana game. The crowd wasn't huge, so there'll probably be double that many people there this week just because they got a win. You know, but the problem is across the field, the Derry people. How many people are going to make the trip all the way from Derry to see a winless team?
Indiana. I mean, how many people are sitting in the stands from? Who wants to drive an hour?
That's a fur piece, like we like to say. I mean, they have, and when you go to a game at Indiana, that place is packed all the time. The community supports it, but you know, it's like even in basketball years ago, Burl and Valley were together, but they basically made the basketball conference, and you'll remember this, Westmoreland County. So you had Burl and Valley, Derry, Bell Vernon, Mount Pleasant, you know, and it was ridiculous to travel, and nobody went to on a Tuesday night. Nobody showed up. I mean, you would think that there, especially in football, there needs to be a way to kind of localize it a little bit because the difference in the enrollment wouldn't make that much of a difference. And think of the games we'd have.
I know.
I mean, you'd be pulling your hair out trying to pick one. You know,
when we under the old system when we had among all the schools
to pick one.
Ken, we got a bunch of people on hold on the phone. We have a studio audience that wants to take a turn up there like you are. Okay. So let's go to trivia. What do you want to try? Grant?
Guess.
A multiple guess. All right.
Who's up, me?
You want? Go ahead.
Let's go. All right, Ken, here we go. Let's win you something. Who was the first catcher to win a league MVP award? Kind of short and sweet. The first catcher to be named MVP. Yogi Berra, Carlton Fisk, Johnny Bench, Thurman Munson.
How about Yogi Berra?
That is not correct.
But he is a first-time caller. We're gonna do
Johnny
something.
Bench.
We're gonna do something.
Yes.
Yeah, Johnny Bench.
Johnny Bench.
And the MVP really didn't start that long ago.
Johnny Bench, I think, first won in
68.
1970, something like that. 68 with Cincinnati.
Ken, thanks. Appreciate it.
Thanks a lot.
By the way, can we get another one up? Mark, you want to, or the limo guys, or the limo guys?
Thank you.
The hot dog guys. Mark, what's up?
Hey, Mark.
Mark from New Kensington. Yeah, congratulations on your move, and hopefully everything goes well.
Appreciate it.
There was an article in the Dispatch, I think yesterday or today I read, about retiring Roberto Clementi's number for league-wide. And I guess Bud Selig, so far, had said he would be like against it, you know, for Latin American players. What do you guys think about that?
Well, how many guys, now I know what Clemente did was, you know, the way he died, etc. But how many, are there any others in that category? And I'm just not thinking right now. Or nothing can.
Where they waived the
Hall of Fame.
Lou Gehrig, I think, was the only one where they actually waived the waiting period. So.
And if they're playing in an American sport, why are we concerned about where they came from?
Well, I guess for what he did for the Latin American players, since he's still revered down in Puerto Rico and that.
Right.
And since Jackie Robinson was the first black player, they would like one, I guess, Latin American, you know, player.
And they're putting the push on for it. I'm not necessarily for it, Mark. I think that, you know, I think the Pirates have the right idea in that, you know, they've retired the number, and I think that what they could do, you know, short of retiring the number, would be to maybe on his birthday, say, all of the Pirates wear number 21, or pick a day, Roberto Clemente Day, or any kind of day like that, and then like the entirety of Major League Baseball wears 42 on April the 15th. You could have. You could have the Pirates do that. They could go back and wear, you know, old uniforms from different, you know, whatever, you know, maybe mix them up, the different years that Clemente played, and, you know, maybe wear the 61s one year and everybody wear 21. I think that would be a nice thing, and I think it would keep it kind of Pirates, and I kind of like that. So, you know, I would go that way, but I'm not big on retiring numbers league-wide. I understand why they did Jackie Robinson's, and I really don't have a problem with it, but, you know, you don't want to. You don't want to. Once you start reaching and start grabbing for too many of those things, and then somebody's going to say, "Hey, our dad was the first Filipino baseball player." Is there any way we could get something done for that? You know. So
one quick other Pirate question. I'm old enough, 61, to have seen the Pirates 60 World Series, 71 79. If I live to be 100, am I going to make one more?
No.
I don't think you are. I hate to. I'm not going to. I was all excited because I really thought that I'd actually maybe get to see a playoff game this year. Just one more. I want to see one playoff game at PNC Park. That's all I ask. And I'll tell you what, I think this was the year that could have happened. Mm-hmm. And now I really think that there are going to be some more lean years ahead. I think things are going to get worse.
Mark, trivia.
Yeah, multiple choice, please. I'm
okay,
eligible,
real quick. Number 7. Who was named the very first World Series MVP? And your choices are Ty Cobb, Mickey Mantle, Johnny Padres, and Rogers Hornsby.
See.
5 seconds.
How about Tyrus Cobb? I don't know. Just
no, it was Johnny Padres.
Would have been
the old Dodgers.
Yes, it would have been 1955.
Brooklyn Dodgers. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to do a break, folks. Thanks, Mark, for we're going to do a break, and Mike and I will come back. I love doing this show here, by the way. We'll be back in just about a minute and a half. Stay with us. I want to get one of the hot dog guys up next, if we can, if not both. Maybe we can get them both up there, big enough.
An entry, 1 and 1A.
Back in a moment. Stay aboard. We're writing a new chapter with our local sports talk show, Sportsline. Every Monday evening at 6 o'clock, we will be seen worldwide on internet streaming. Go to doubledribblebob.com and get it started. The program will be taped and will air on Comcast Cable Channel 190 Thursday evening at 8:30. We'll even have a live studio audience on a first-come, first-served basis. Go to Double Dribble Bob for directions to the studio. Studio audience is reminded the doors will open at 5:30. And you can still participate as you would if you were calling from home and still win a trivia prize. Now, we're depending on you to keep the program going. And even if you don't have a computer or the internet, you can still call and be a participant on the program. So keep the phone number handy, 724-236-0430. That's 724-236-0430. I'll be looking for you. Since 1914, people in the local area have relied on the Resevich family in deepest time of need. The Resevich family is the oldest established name in the funeral profession in the AK Valley. Its reputation and unquestionable service speaks for itself. Now the proud tradition of service continues with a 4th generation. The Resevich family serves the AK Valley from 2 locations, 5th Avenue Arnold and Leechburg Road, Lower Burrell. Welcome to Buffalo Bill's Roadhouse, the place for big appetites. Their great sandwich selection includes the Geronimo, piled high with generous portions of meat and fixings. Their barbecue ribs are the best in town. Half rack or full rack, they don't come better. Buffalo Bill's wings are everybody's favorite. Uniquely oven-baked, not deep-fried, and yet so crispy. Your choice of 13 flavored seasonings. Grab a bucket for the big game. Eat in or take out, credit cards accepted. Buffalo Bill's Roadhouse, Freeport Road, New Kensington, across from Felderelli Square.
Husqvarna, taming the wild.
Don't forget my radio program Saturday morning at 10 o'clock on WAVL. It's 9:10 on the AM dial. One of my sponsors happens to be here tonight on TV, the Hot Dog Guys. Gentlemen, welcome to the program.
Thanks for having us, Bob.
And thank you, by the way, for the coupons we're giving away for a free lunch at the Hot Dog Guys. I got to tell you, my favorite dog, and I got to make this quick because I know we still have callers.
Right.
These guys serve up a delicious hot dog topped with cheddar, melted cheddar cheese, bacon bits. Can't beat it. Anyway.
Bob's Mr. Bacon, and there's no question about that.
So what's on your mind, guys?
Okay. Nobody's talked about hockey.
Let's do it.
So we can, the CBA. The 2004, I know they had a lot of things to iron out in the new CBA with new rulings and money. And This time it's just basically cash, between the owners and the players. What do you think the possibility of maybe only missing a few games at the beginning of the season? We could probably get a season in.
By the way, last Saturday we were quizzed on, for the guys who make the deals to go to Europe, if they suddenly come up with an agreement, can they leave those European teams and come right back to the NHL? Because right away we got to worry about Crosby and
Well,
Malkin.
Crosby hasn't done anything yet. I think he's waiting to see what goes on. But
well, he doesn't have much time. Although he's got his pick wherever he wants to go.
Hey, those teams would take him whenever he goes too. So I think they're waiting. I saw something earlier today that they expect an announcement sometime later this week that will cancel October. So if that happens, so keep an eye out for that. I saw Wednesday or Thursday as a good possibility they may cancel October. If they cancel October, then you start to think, okay, then you're kind of looking to an NBA thing like we had last year.
They started on Christmas Day.
They started at Christmas, and it's almost like they want to see how this works. It's almost like they have this preordained, regardless of what's going on. Well, we're going to start with the Winter Classic. I wouldn't be surprised. And And like you said, it's money. You're dividing up the pie, but here's what they did the last 3 days. They met Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, and basically they talked about the composition of the people that would make up a study to study exactly what is hockey-related revenue. That's how far they got. They were arguing over who the people were that would put together what it is before they can even say what it is, and then decide what it is. And then talk about, okay, now that we know exactly what the hockey-related revenue is, how are we going to divide it up? So it just seems like it's taken a long time, and I'm never for the players in these things. I'm for the players this time. I don't understand why this is happening, frankly. All the teams seem to be making money now after they had to shut down the last time.
At least double the money.
At least this doesn't make any sense to me. This really doesn't make any. The players gave back a ton the last time just to have a season to be able to play. I don't understand this one.
I had a thought, and it's gone already. We're talking about it's strictly a cash deal.
Apparently, from everything that we've heard, is that what the players want to do, the players want the owners to share more evenly. And the owners want the players to give back to make up that extra money that they need to funnel to Phoenix and they need to funnel to maybe Miami and these other teams that are having trouble financially.
Right. But every year, and you guys know this, the TV ratings are down, for the playoffs.
Not in my household.
Yeah.
Yeah, mine either, by the way. Yeah,
No, we got you. But there's no, if they had the strength of the NFL, even NASCAR for Pete's sakes, give us some ratings that mean something.
That's right there. They don't even draw what NASCAR does, and NASCAR's down. It's like, for me, I'll be okay through October because I have the baseball playoffs to get me through. But, November 1st, I'm going to be, there's not going to be anything to watch. It's going to be, because you can't make me watch the NBA. You can't do it. You can't force it. I can watch the playoffs, that's all.
We're almost out of time. We got like about 30 seconds or so. You want to try trivia anyway?
Sure. Oh, sure.
Okay. Now, one thing you can't win is a gift certificate from the hot dog guys. So
I eat for free there, Bob.
That so wouldn't be fair.
Okay, give him a shot. Number 8.
All right, fellas, here we go. What team was given credit as being the first to wear a rally cap? This is interesting. First team to wear a rally cap: the Detroit Tigers, the Cleveland Indians, the St. Louis Cardinals, or the Philadelphia Phillies?
We'll go with the Cardinals.
Cardinals is not correct. It was
there are two of you up there. What's the other one?
Yeah. I was going to say Phillies.
You're both wrong.
This is like, I was going to say, this is like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. We gave you a 50-50. I still couldn't pull it off.
Well, the Detroit Tigers, but guess the year. Just an era.
70s.
40s.
40s. That's what I was going to say.
That's when they started.
It was probably a war thing, and they couldn't afford the wool for the rest of the cap.
And you know what? For the one or two people that are on hold, I got to do something special for them. What camera are you on? The middle one here? Okay. Yeah. Is that why you're doing that? Okay. For staying on hold with us, and I am so sorry. We couldn't get you on, but we're out of time. Hot dog guys, thank you again for the coupons. Thank you for coming up.
Thank you guys, and congratulations.
All right. We're back live streaming on Monday night, October the 8th. Thank you for watching. I'm Bob Tattern.
I'm Mike Pavlik.
Good night, everybody. Line brought to you by AKLC Studios, Arnold Furniture. Buffalo Bills Roadhouse, Fazio's Italian Deli, Highland Tire, Myrna's Brewery Outlet, Lower Burl Attorney Gino F. Peluso, the Resevich Funeral Homes, 380 Discount Warehouse, and Westmoreland Insurance Services